What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the iherng podcast. And today, yesterday, you just heard that the entire thing was extended for another 14 days. So only April 15, all of us are able to go back to work. And that will be quite devastating for a lot of us, especially business people and those who are working, because the business is actually affected and things like that. But the Prime Minister also announced the scheme, the Moratorium scheme, that actually helps and push back all installments, all loans, all hire purchase, right, for 6 months. So for that 6 months, right, you don't have to pay anything. And the intention of that is to actually help for those who are actually suffering or that suffered from this COVID-19 case. Some of the companies might wind up because, if you imagine, right, half a month now is 1 month without cash flow in, right, or no work can be done. I think then they need to sustain all the workers and things like that. Just very 可怜. I feel very bad as well. So if you are affected by all those, actually these schemes is targeted to help this situation. There are a lot of materials circulated around regarding this moratorium, like whether got interest or not, how many months, is it automatic or not. I think a lot of newspapers have officially reported it already, not like some gurus online where they just read whatever and they hearsay, right? Everything is quite official already, but some colleagues also go and check to the bank and do be very patient with bankers as well at current situation, because everyone just jumped the gun because they see the BNM, the Bank Negara Malaysia, right, announcement, and they all rush to the bank and ask a lot of questions. So when Bank Negara issues such statement, right, actually banks also don't have such system to support, and bankers are also in a chaotic and havoc manner. So do be a little bit more patient when you actually call them and speak to them. But because actually now, what can you do? So this is the Bank Negara announcement thing. So for those who are listening, I'm sorry. Right, so it's actually called Moratorium. So in the financing world, it's actually available all this while, just that no one actually took it out. So whoever who took it out, right, I think this person is a genius. A lot of investors' main concerns will be, will this affect secrets? Answer, it's no. Will there be interest occurred? Yes, on that 6 months, but then it will be accumulated on further. So if you can think about it, right, this is to ease cash flow, meaning for those who lost their job, right, in this 6 months time, they at least still got some money. Instead of paying the house installment and hire purchase, they can actually feed their family, at least. If not, right, if they live month to month, I think jialat. So do you need to register? No, it's done automatically. But can you opt out? Yes, if you want to opt out, you don't want that interest incurred, right? After 6 months, then you need to pay extra. You can write to the bank, you can apply to the bank and call it. But I think now the hotline of banks are just exploding. No, the phone calls are non-stop. So if you really want to go to the bank, please stay safe, wear masks, sanitize a lot. For those who are already late, right, I think there will be separate schemes altogether, and if for your credit cards as well. So your credit card, if it's more than 90 days, right, it will be converted into a term loan of 3 months where the interest rate cannot be more than 13% and things like that. So all of those, right, you can actually find online. I'm not exactly that expert about all these kind of financing things, but the main issue is whether it affects secrets or not. If I want to take loan, the answer is no. I think that's very important. Do I don't need to apply? No. Will I got interest or not? Yes. If I want to opt out, can or not? Yes, can you, but you just need to write in. So those are the main concerns when I actually consume this news. In this episode, I want to pull back a discussion method, like always, right? For those who have thoughts, you can just welcome to comment below, because I'm no experts like those online, right? I'm just a very average person. But today what I want to talk about is really, since property owners have 6 months holiday, right, where you don't have to pay installments, should you give discount to your tenants? Again, since property owners or investors don't have to pay installment, right, to the banks, should they waive rentals for their tenants? Let's say I still collect, right, because the justification is that, hey, you're staying longer in the house than usual. It means that there will be more maintenance for me as the landlord, where you full blast your aircon the entire day, then you flush like nobody's business. You never use the toilet as much before, because now you are actually in the house for 24 straight hours, right? I think the utilities is going to shoot up. Then the sofa, the bed, wear and tears, the light bulbs and things like that, because it's all based on duration of time used. Those I need to bear as a landlord. It might make more sense just letting it empty, right? Instead of giving somebody to stay for free. Because I think there are reports really also saying that REITs, like the REIT, the real estate investment trust, they are not giving discounts to all their tenants because their entire business model is based on rentals. So if they don't have to pay as well, because all also take loan, they are not giving discounts at all. So that's a capitalist mindset, right? On the other side, if you are a more humanitarian, you have a kind heart. So I would actually encourage like landlords to actually call or just ask the well-being of your tenants. Like, are they okay? Like, do you lose your job, or is your family affected and things like that? So I won't say give 100% off, but I actually will maybe waive like 30%, 50% or whatever lah. So if the tenant actually just call, or you can check with them, are they okay? If they are affected, I would actually give lah. Again, it's not entirely free, because free wouldn't make sense, but then I guess it depends. I don't know. So for those who are watching this on YouTube, do leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. I do appreciate them. Since all of us got nothing to do, might as well we learn from each other, right? Because I do think like although the capitalist side of me like still, yes, like this 6 months time, right, the rental is going to be all pure profit. Imagine the cash flow that is so healthy right now. Yes. But then your tenant maybe will just tell you that, hey, I cannot rent already because I lost my job. I cannot rent from you already and things like that. But then if it's a very good paymaster, I will want to keep them. If they are very responsible, they take care of the house as if it's theirs, I will want to keep them. But for those tenants that every time a lot of excuse on, they don't want to pay, then they delay your payment, they spoil your house and things like that, then they tell you they cannot pay, right? Then might as well, this is the time that you actually can revise, or just tell them, hey, why not you shift to somewhere cheaper and things like that. There's many ways to go about it, and I really want to know what you guys think. So question number 1, would you want to opt out that 6 month cash flow thing? Because if you have affordability, it makes sense to pay lah. But that amount of like 6 months that is free rental that you don't have to pay installment, right, can actually cover the interest anyway, right? So might as well you just get that cash flow. To have some cash on hand is better. But on the other side, if you can actually afford, your business is actually doing good, if you're in the medical line or medical supplies line, right, then you are selling like non-stop, your sanitizer, hot sale, every time bo gao hui, not enough stock, then you want to just pay off straight away, pay off the capital. I don't know. But to me, since it's done automatically, I don't want to go to the bank and consider opt-out and things like that, because what's uncertain now is the 2 months or 3 months after this, when everybody gets back to work on April 15, right? I really hope that it's April 15 this time. They look into their balance sheet and suddenly a lot of people start to get VSS or voluntary self-termination thing, or some people get pay cut, and some people will be rotated to contract basis and things like that. I think by then only the real effect actually counts. Now it's still like panic, a lot of people not settled in yet. Question number 2, if you're a property owner, would you actually provide waiver, or would you actually give discount, or you don't collect or give free rental to your tenants in this current situation, since you don't have to pay the installments, right? So that's the 2 questions, and I hope to hear from you guys. Do just comment below. And I think that's all for this segment. Everybody stay safe at home, and if you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Sean Tan. Ciao.